Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano, and you're watching my first Friday flight fight of November. And as you can see, we're doing Glen Allachie. I've got the 8, the 10, the 12, and the 15-year-old. Let me go ahead and talk a little bit about each one of these. We'll clear it out, and then we'll go ahead and start the flight. So if you're new here and you're not really quite sure what the first Friday flight fights are all about, well, basically what I'm doing is taking a bunch of whiskeys from a specific distillery, lining them up, smelling them, tasting them, and then ranking them in the order in which I like the most. So with that being said, if you are not subscribed to the channel and you think you're going to like this information, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Turn on that bell notification, do all those things that YouTubers ask you to do. So first up, we got the Glen Allachie 8. This is 46% ABV. It's a 700 milliliter bottle. It's natural color, non-chill filtered, and I paid $79.99, and I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, if you don't know. That's gonna be in glass number 1. Glass number 2 is gonna be the Glen Allachie 10, and this is batch number 8. This is the highest proof of all of them. This is coming in at 57.2% ABV, 700 milliliter bottle, non-chill filter, natural color, and this is $109.99 in, again, Phoenix, Arizona. Moving on to bottle number 3, we have the Glen Allachie 12. This is, again, 43% ABV, natural color, non-chill filtered, 750 milliliter bottle. And then in Phoenix, Arizona, I paid $79.99 at the time that I purchased this. I think they're a little bit higher now. And then the last one, Glen Allachie 15. Glen Allachie 15, 46% ABV, natural color, non-chill filtered, 700 milliliter bottle. And then I also paid $129 for this one. Let me go ahead and get these things cleared away, mix up the glasses, and get this thing going. All right, as I get these things going, they just have little tags on the bottom on what the years are. And as I'm mixing them up, just to let you know, Glen Allachie does cask maturation with PX and the Oloroso sherry. They use new or used American oak, and let me just get this correct, American oak, Pedro Jimenez, Oloroso, and a virgin oak casks. Some may use the American oak, some may use the virgin oak casks. I'm not exactly positive how they do all of their maturations, but I do know they use Pedro Jimenez and Oloroso as far as their maturation goes. And then again, if you're not familiar with Glen Allachie, Billy Walker and his investment group, Tricia Savage and Graham Stevenson, bought Glen Allachie back in 2017. Glen Allachie was a distillery that was opened in 1968, and they were primarily used for single malt blends or blended scotch. So when he took over with his investment group, obviously he thought there was something good happening there, and he ended up recasking a lot of the stock and then releasing it. So I guess 2017 is when he took over. So his stuff, Billy Walker's stuff, should be coming out, but I do believe everything that I have here is the existing stock that was just recast, and he had his hand in it. So let's go ahead and get these lids off and start going through the nose and the palate on all of these. I do believe they're all going to be pretty much smelling the same, just with different intensities, but that's what we're here to find out. So glass number 1, just like I thought, heavily sherried. We get the raisins, figs, dates, plums, all of those dark notes. This has a little bit more of a sweet side to it, but everything is still pretty much the same. It just comes across sweeter on the nose. Glass 2 and 3 seem to be at the same level of sweetness. And then glass 4, a little bit more subdued, more like glass number 1. Now, I would imagine that the Glen Allachie 10, which is batch number 8, I thought my initial nosing that would stand out, but right now I'm not really getting much of a ABV burn from any of them. They all smell very sherried. The raisins, the figs, the dates, the plums, and there is a tremendous amount of sweetness with these 2 glasses, and it's a little subdued in here in both of these. So let's go ahead and run through the palate on these and see if I can see what's going on the palate. All right. Boy, that's just fantastic. Everything that is on the nose is definitely coming through on the palate. We get a really good amount of malty notes in there. It's very sweet. Get a little bit of chocolate in there. Got some leather and tobacco as well towards the back end. That's really, really good. Raisin dates, figs, plums, all of those are in there as well. That's really good. I'm really going to enjoy this. And if you're new to the channel, if you don't know, I'm a sucker for Pedro Jimenez or Oloroso matured or finished whiskeys. So this is kind of right up my alley. No, this one is really sweet. That was pretty high. That was pretty high proof. I think I know what that one is. But man, all of those raisins, dates, figs, plums, that malty note, that's some really dark chocolate in there as well. That ABV just elevated everything. This is just on a completely new level than this one is. That's really good. Okay, glass number 3 going. All right, glass number 3 seems to be drinking a little bit hot. And I do have to tell you, I think my Glen Allachie 15 drinks pretty hot. And I think just from that initial sip, even coming off of the Glen Allachie 10, that seemed to be drinking a little bit hot too. So I'm guessing that's the 15, and this is the 10, this is the 15. But all so good. All right, let's get to the last one. All right, that one drops off just a little bit from here, but so well rounded. All of those fruit notes just linger around. They grow, they bloom. It's sweet from front to back. Every one of these would be in my first place. Well, obviously I'm going to have to sort them out from first to fourth, but they're all extremely, extremely tasty, very fruit forward. That Pedro Jimenez gives you a really good punch. I like all of these, but obviously I think the higher ABV, and I could be wrong, this one could be the 15. Like I said, it drinks a little bit hotter for me. I did a video just recently, and the 15 didn't drink as hot, but coming off of this one, these two seem to be the 15 and the 8. I'm not exactly positive which one it is, but I'm kind of leaning this one more towards the 8 and this one a little bit more towards the 15. As far as the 8 and the 12 go, I have no idea. All right, what I'm going to do is just speed this part up. I'm going to work my way back through just like I had anticipated. They're all very, very fruit forward. The chocolate, the figs, dates, raisins, and plums, they're all there. Each individual glass has a little bit more of them elevated, and the sweetness is a little bit more elevated, but they're all really, really good. So I'm going to work my way back, A/B compare, and then I'll be back with my final order and then my final guesses, and then we'll see where we go from there. All right, I am back. So here's what I have for my order. Glass number 2 is in my first place. Glass number 4 is my second place. Glass number 3 is in third. And then glass number 3 is in fourth. As I went back through this direction, what I started to get as far as like my guesses go, and I'm going to tell you here in a second, I thought this one drank pretty hot, and I think I remember my 15 drinking pretty hot. So my guess would be this is the Glen Allachie 10. That's the highest proof. I think this is going to be the 15. I think this is going to be the 8, and I think this is going to be the 12. So I think this is the 10. I think this is the 15. I think this one is the 12. And then I think the first glass is the 8. Now, when I wrote this down as I was going through this, my key word here was this fell a little bit flat. This one was just a fruit bomb. This drank hot. And then this was right in the middle of everything. So let's go ahead and see how I did with my guesses. But I've got to tell you, these are all really, really good. I don't see me not reaching for any of these at any time. They have a classic sherry Oloroso Pedro Jimenez note. So if you do like sherried whiskeys, I think you can't go wrong with any one of these. They're very, very good. So let's go ahead and do my fourth place glass, which I guessed was the 15. And this is not the 15. This is actually Glen Allachie 8. And you know this because I put them down in the front right here. So not starting out very good. That's weird that I thought that this actually drank pretty hot. Yeah, I still think it tasting pretty hot. So my third place glass was here, and I guessed this to be the 8, and obviously it's not the 8. This is the 12. Okay, and the 12 was actually pretty mellow. So obviously I got that one wrong as well. Yeah, I stand by that. It's mellow. All the notes are there. It just sustains from the front to the back of the palate. Doesn't really necessarily change. So glass number 4, I thought was the 12, and it's the 15. And the 15 is not really necessarily tasting all that hot. So that's surprising. I'm wondering if the bottle over these last couple of months has actually calmed down. So it looks like the only one that is left is my first place, and that's the one that I guessed was the 10. And thankfully I got that one correct. Yeah, that is just absolutely amazing. This is a fruit bomb. You get that malt, you get that chocolate. The raisin dates, figs, plums are all very, elevated. That's fantastic. So I only have a couple of drops left in these. Let me go and dump all of them together and do my blend and see how that goes. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you're not subscribed to the channel and you do like what I'm doing here, feel free to subscribe. Let me know if you have experience with any of the Glen Allachies. If you have any different Glen Allachies than I have here, let me know what's going on with you and them, what you like, what you don't like. If you are familiar with the 8, 10, 12, and 15, how would you rank them? And let's go ahead and get on to the blend. Go figure. Smells like Pedro Jimenez and Oloroso. Raisin dates, figs, and plums. Smells fantastic. Raisins. It kind of dropped everything else off, and what's there is raisin. It lost a little bit of the fruitiness. I wouldn't say that it's bad, but it's definitely not as good as the individual parts. So there you go. That's another blend for you that I think you can skip. And that's going to do it for my November 1st Friday flight fight. And I don't have anything else to drink. So I hope wherever you're at in your journey, you're enjoying it. And until the next time, we'll talk to you later. Bye.